Ah, shit. Wait. Update from Jason Lake 1 minute ago. Oh, boy. 3 minutes long? And you only posted on Twitter? Jason, we got to get you some ad rev. He does not look happy.
Hello, friends. I wanted to take a minute to share some news with you today, and figured I'd do it personally over video rather than text. Today we have an announcement that's a bit of a sad announcement. We are stepping out of Counter-Strike, and our team and division will be moving on. As you can imagine, it's a tough day
so they're fully
for
out.
us.
Fuck.
We love Counter-Strike very much. That's why I wanted to make a quick video and just kind of walk you through it. I know our fans are going to have a lot of questions, and honestly, the answer is pretty simple.
It's money.
After a real strong 23 and 24,
I mean, that's
2025 in the esports economy has really been challenging for us. And quite simply, we have not been able to drive enough revenue to afford to properly support a tier 1 team. We could have probably drug things out a bit longer, but we want to make sure that we do right by our players and the division, and this was the right thing for us to do at this time. We have tried everything and turned over every rock and searched for investment and revenue, but it's just been an incredibly difficult time economically, and with shrinking revenues this year, kind of forced our hand. In terms of return to Counter-Strike, I know a lot of people are going to ask about. We have no immediate plans for that until one of the aforementioned challenges are solved. I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart, first our fans, and how awesome and incredible you've been to this division and to our organization and our gaming family. And I'd like to thank Graham and the players who have played for the division. It's really been an honor to work alongside them. Consummate professionals through ups and downs and living on the road for months at a time. I'll always look back fondly and appreciate it. And of course to the staff and the Complexity family and how hard they've worked to support this squad. It's definitely not an easy thing. It's definitely not a happy day, but that's just life sometimes. And I just want to express my gratitude from the bottom of my heart to everyone involved in the division. Wish everyone the very best of luck on their next steps. And again, thank you sincerely for all the support and kind messages and the meetups and everything else. Leaving Counter-Strike is difficult for our gaming family. It's difficult for me. That's just the way it goes sometimes. In terms of our prize picks, Revival Series, we will be finishing that out, so don't worry. We're still going to support the community the best we can, and I know this is disappointing to a lot of people, and I get it. I promise we did everything we could. Just a really difficult economic background right now, and on some level I failed y'all, so I'm sorry about that. Thanks again, and thanks for watching this message.
Fuck, bro. I'll just speak a little plainly. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but basically, if you do not have Saudi money and 2 gambling sponsors, your money in CS is rough. There's a reason why even the #1 team in the world right now is like dual wielding a case site, a gambling site, and they're in EWC. And if you guys haven't heard like the comments of like Apex mentioning like, vitality management really emphasizes EWC. And that's because if you guys don't know, EWC basically stipends and pays all the teams that are in EWC. So those are like the 3 things right now that exist. Those are like your 3, we'll just say levers of money that exist for you to take to be able to fund really all of them. It's not even just like a CS thing. People try to say it's CS, and if you're not pulling on one of those levers, and ideally if you're not pulling on 2 of those levers, you're just kind of shit out of luck. And I don't think Complexity wanted to take a case site. Once again, I am not speaking on behalf of anybody at Complexity. It's just from my, I know I have a closer relationship with Jason and I could text him and ask him a bunch of things. I don't do that because I don't really like to put my nose in other people's business. But I would assume outside looking in, just like you guys, that it would just be, didn't want to take a case site. And believe it or not, gambling sponsors in North America are kind of weird because there's still a lot of like tape and how much you get from them and like how they operate. It doesn't really exist. Like they don't operate and they don't scale to the degree that they do in EU. It's not as streamlined, for example, as like European companies with European gambling sites. And then the other avenue is EWC. And I don't know if complexity, like I don't know how it works with Counter-Strike, because now in Counter-Strike they have to follow the VRS format. You don't just get to be in it. So I don't know if they're in other games. I actually don't know how that works. I know that my previous knowledge of that was you were paid as an organization by EWC for each game you competed in. I don't know if that's changed, and I don't know how it exactly works now with Counter-Strike. So basically, Gamba was not achieved, and I feel like, financially they probably were in a tough spot. And also to give you some lore, because I imagine we'll be putting this on Clips and Highlights channel, Jason Lake had to fork up millions of dollars to buy Complexity back so it didn't get deleted off the face of the earth when Game Square, which is his old investment group that owned Complexity, bought FaZe because they weren't going to keep both. So he basically was in a position where he's got to find money fast because he basically bought back everything he's worked for in his whole life, and he was not able to do so. And I think that was pretty obvious when they weren't really able to field like a coach consistently anymore for Complexity. So, no matter how you feel about it, I'm just trying to tell you like what's kind of going on. I don't get it. Generally, are there sponsors from tech giants? I can tell you from personal experience that the tech giants that you're referring to do pay well, but they are not even remotely close to like a gambling site. I'm not speaking as a person that knows esports orgs deals. I'm talking to you about my own personal deals that land in front of me. And talking about VC money in 2025, I don't know anybody getting VC money in 2025. The VCs know, and there have been too many bad actors for people to try to like actually willingly inject any sort of real money back into the entire esports scene. We've had too many bad actors. VCs light money on fire all the time, but there's levels to things. And trust me, esport, you can, and it's not just esports orgs that cause that problem. You can thank quite a few different companies for doing that. And I'm not going to go down all that lore right now because we're trying to keep it about Jason Lake and Complexity, but short version, too many bad actors, too many bad faith deals that have just kind of soured that. Like I said, your three levers are EWC, K-Site, Gamba, which I mean, K-Site and Gamba are the same, but like you get my point. Those are right now, those are your options. Like that's, if you do not have some of that, your team, your organization is just bleeding money on whatever team you have. And unless they're qualifying for every single major with ease, you're probably in deep shit. And the problem is, guess what? If you're qualifying for every major, that means your players are probably pretty valuable, which means their salaries are going to go up, which means if you don't get one of those three and you're making every major, those guys are probably going to go somewhere else where somebody offers them more money who has one of those or two or three things and can afford to pay you a lot more for how talented you are. Like that's kind of how it goes, man. It's a tricky situation.